All right, it says we are live, so good morning, everyone. I think this time is going to work out a lot better. Seamless setup and everything. Getting breakfast and coffee and all that stuff this morning. Excuse my phone, I forgot to silence it. So good morning. I'm going to do things a little bit differently in terms of like sprint times. I'm still going to do the same amount of sprints, but I have a quick errand to run. So I'm going to do a longer sprint to start and then go back to the normal size sprints. I will be continuing the 50 Shades Freed so that I can finish out that series this weekend. Let's see what everybody else is up to. Good morning, Clint. What are you working on today? Kim, good morning. Donna is here. Good morning. What is everyone working on or reading today? Yeah, I'm going to be doing the 50 Shades Freed, and then I'm also, like I said, I have to run a quick errand. I have to drop something off to someone, so that's why I'm doing the longer sprint. The first sprint is going to be 90 minutes long, and that's to just ensure that I have enough time to drive over there, drop the stuff off, and then come back. It should relatively be like a quick, I should be back way before the sprint ends, but just to kind of give myself a little extra time, because I don't think it'll even take me an hour, but maybe I'll get back and be able to read to myself. Let's see. Clint, you're reading Losers Part 1 by Harley. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. LaRue? LaRox? See, I'd butcher that. Harley. It's Harley. I knew what you meant. So many things, lol. I need to sew some, read some, clean some, but I'm currently reading Someday, Maybe by Lauren Graham. How are you liking that one so far? I kind of want to read that one myself because I love Gilmore Girls. Hi, Jen. I'm working on getting over this stupid cold. Yeah, I know. One of my little ones is getting over her cold as well. It's all going around. I have been up since 6 a.m., got my grocery list and meal plan, edited my vlog, and plan to upload it and eat some brunch. Ooh, that sounds like a very productive morning. And then I have Patreon book club and sprints later today, so going to try to get as much done as I can before then. You've got this, Kim. I know you can do it. Clint says, you said it right the first time, LaRue equals LaRue. Woohoo! I never know, like, some of the authors' names, I never know how to pronounce them. So I always go, I think it's this. I'm sorry if I butchered it. Hugs to Miss L. She'll probably run around and play, and because that's what she's been doing, but she's getting better. But thank you. Kim says, I'm enjoying it. It's a fun little read so far, listening to the audio, so I sped it up so she sounds more like Lorelai when reading it. A mile a minute. Girl, same. I'm always messing up. I just have heard Hope say it enough times. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll go into Google Translate and I'll put it in, and that way they can pronounce it for me. And then I try to learn from listening that way. And then I go, yep, this is how it's pronounced. And then, but half of the time I forget how it's pronounced. So I have to go, yep, it's this name. I couldn't stand the OG audiobook pace coming from Lauren Graham. It was too slow. Some of them are. And even with like fictional books, I know this one was pretty slow. I'm listening to this at 2.5 speed. And even still, I'm kind of like, can I speed it up a little bit more? I don't want it to sound like a chipmunk, but I don't, I want it to be able to go a little faster. So I'll play with it and see. But so far 2.5 seems to be the um the magical number. My husband is trying to figure out how I can listen to audiobooks at that speed because he thinks they're just kind of jumbling and blah, 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 that type of thing. And then he says he actually gets anxiety because they'll read and then they'll stop and then they'll kind of read and it's like they take a breath. So every time it's like blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I don't know how you do it because I'm listening and I'm reading along with the book and I do so much research on author names before I film TBR, but I still butcher it sometimes. Yeah, I have to do this the same. My brain always slows it down and gets used to it. It's like eventually it sounds normal to me. I think if we say it enough times, then we know, but if we don't, then I won't remember it. I will always play with the audiobooks to see what speed works for me. Granted, when I'm at work, I usually do 1.5 so I can focus easier. That's not a bad idea though either, because I know like with you listening at work, you're still doing your work, and so you're trying to do that, focus on that, and then read too. I don't know how you do that because I wouldn't be able to do it. But then again, the last job I had before I had my children, I worked at a library. Um, we wouldn't have been able to listen to audiobooks. So unless it was on our spare time. My brain reads at a faster speed than one. Yes, mine does too. Um, Now, if I'm here at the house, I can listen to the audiobook and I'll typically like write my to-do list or if I have to make like a grocery list or I'll even sometimes work on my book journal. And so if I'm doing that, then it's not a problem. Same multitasker. Yep. I can multitask. It depends on what I'm reading. Um, with this one, I'm not really multitasking because I am enjoying it and reading it. But if it's like a nonfiction, most of the time I'll multitask. Good morning, Kat. She says, good morning, Alicia. Hope everyone is doing well today. I'm doing a bunch of productivity tasks today. That will be me. I was actually just telling everyone earlier that the first sprint will be like a 90-minute sprint because I have to run a quick errand and go drop a few things off to someone and then come back and hopefully I'll have enough time when I get back to read a little bit before the sprint ends. But then the rest of the sprints will be normal 45-minute and 30-minute sprint. I read a lot of romance and thrillers, so it's easier to multitask with. Yeah, I could see that though, because the romances, you pretty much know how they're gonna go. It's just the actual storyline that's different. I don't know about thrillers because I haven't read a thriller. I have a secret project for that. Um, Hopefully, I can do that and post the video this month or next month. But Clint, you might already know. So, we're going to go ahead and get started with the first sprint. Are we at the end of the comments? Yes, it looks like it. So there is your 90-minute sprint. I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to see you guys back in an hour and a half. Happy reading, happy productivity. Meow, says the cat. And that was our first sprint. How did everyone do? I have my headphones in so that I can listen to the audiobook for 50 Shades of Grey, because you never know what's going to come up in the book, and we don't want little ears hearing. I managed to run my errand. That was quick. I was able to go drop off and get back. A little awkward, but things have to be done. And I made it to the 100 page mark. I'm about 104 pages in to 50 Shades Freed. I believe, let's go to the comments. I believe this is where we left off. Clint says, I read a lot of romance and thrillers, so it's easier to multitask with. I love me some good thrillers. LOL, can't wait to see your project. It'll be interesting. I'm debating on if I want to just do one book and say this is like my first time reading, insert genre, or if I want to do more than one. I don't know yet. I have at least one book lined up for each of the two projects that I'm trying to work on, so we'll see. Have you read No Exit by Taylor Adams? Said to Clint. Cat, I was pretty productive. Yay. Did a couple of loads of laundry and am transferring photos to an external hard drive, all while watching Love Island UK. Very productive. I read more of Flight 171 by Amy Christine Parker. I like this book. I just haven't been able to read more of this lately. I believe I have that one somewhere on my shelves. I need to read it as well. It should be a relatively quick read, in my opinion, because I think it's Jennifer, do you know the page count? I think it's like 200, maybe 300 pages. I don't know. It's very small. But yeah, I have that one I need to read. It sounds like it would be really good, but I haven't gotten to it yet. After this little chatty bit, we'll go on to the normal sprinting time, about 45 minutes. Hold on. I want to say it's like 200 something. I don't remember. Oh, I would have been close. 275 pages. I don't know. I might be able to read that in a day or two. It depends on if it has an audio book or not. I haven't even checked to see. But we are at the point in this one where they're back from their honeymoon and they just got chased by an SUV and they're hiding in a parking lot. So that's where we're at with that one. It's very interesting to see the book versus the movies. Like, I know kind of where we're at with the movies. I don't remember if this was actually in the second or third movie. I want to say it was at the very beginning. Either the very beginning or the kind of like the middle of the movie. I plan on watching them all next week. I'm going to sit down and rewatch the movies after I finish the series. So that'll be kind of good. But yeah, I'll have to, maybe once I get through my March TBR, I will I will read Flight 171. I should reread the 50 Shades books. It's been a while since I've read them. That's kind of where I was at. I only ever read the first book, and I wanted to, with me being trying to finish the book series this year, I decided that I was just going to go through it, and I chose to read that one for February. But I didn't finish all of 50 Shades Freed. So Kat says, I have to get my notes together for my discussion today with Kelsey on Grimm Memorials. That's my plan for this next sprint. Ooh. Is that one of the books that you read? Grimm Memorials. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. I'll have to look it up. And I apologize if you can hear any noise coming from the other side of the window. My children are like right outside, and it kind of sounds like they're either picking out all of the toys from the outside box, or maybe they're trying to put them back in. I'm not 100% sure, but I can hear them from here. So, and my phone keeps going off. I don't know why. We're gonna silence that because that's annoying. But we have about 3.5 minutes before our next sprint. What is everyone going to do today after sprints? Do you have? I know Kat said she has a discussion today. Today is Sunday, so I have to do laundry, and I'm going to maybe attempt to work on my daughter's room. Her room is not very big, and she literally has a pathway from the door to her bed. The rest of the room is filled with like her pop-up tent and her all of her toys. There's some toys that probably need to either be rotated out and put in storage, or I don't know, but she's got a lot. Kiddos. Oh yes. They've been quite active. It is Kelsey's book club pick, but went with Folklore February. It's an old school horror novel from 1990. Oh wow. I have the discussion plus lots of organizing around the house plus for my upcoming week. That's something else I need to do today is I need to do some planner updates and kind of plan for next week. I have 2 appointments, one for dentist and one for like the OBGYN. Ones that I'm not fond of, but they need to be done. Just Patreon stuff. I'm also trying to catch up on some to-dos. I'm super tired. Work was hectic as AF yesterday. Oh no. I honestly can say I don't miss the days when you have like the hectic days at work. I mean, even here at the house, I have hectic days, but I don't know. There's something about being super tired after a hectic day at work is completely different than having a hectic day at just the house. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel for you, Kim. I hope you get some rest and relaxation. Maybe have like a bubble bath later and just relax. Let's just say me and 2 co-workers went out for ice cream afterwards. Ooh, that's a nice treat. Like it wasn't a bad day. Yeah. Those busy days. I had 2 hectic months, so I'm looking forward to some downtime in March. Yes. I'm trying to think like well, I'm gonna pause the cat because we're not doing an hour and a half again. I'll go ahead and reset this. But and we'll get through the comments. I don't know when my next downtime is, because I know the kids will have spring break this month, so that there's a week there, and then there's some appointments that are coming up. I think there's business trip somewhere in this month. At some point, I would like to do, because I have an annual pass to Universal, so I'm trying to plan that as well because I want to go and see. They're doing Mardi Gras right now, and I want to go see some of the Mardi Gras stuff. I did go and visit a friend when she was here last month, so I did get to see some of it, but not all of it. And there's some food that I want to try. When I was there last month, I got to try the Colombian burger. Very delicious. It was like a slider size, so it was like this big, but it had 2 pieces of meat, some cheese, some sort of like cold slaw on it with like little potato sticks. Very delicious. I'll probably eat that again, and then of course I have to get some beignets, and I have to go see the Tribute Store. I haven't seen the Tribute Store yet. Kay says, hi, hope everyone is well. Currently HP4 with the boys until hubby heads out to work. Sharing some love with the like button. Well, thank you. How are you guys liking Harry Potter 4? That's the Goblet of Fire, yes? I want to reread those. I heard that it's really good with the audiobooks because they do different voices. Kim says, hi, Kay. Hi, Kim. What's downtime? We don't know her. Yeah, I could see that. Yep. Hey, Christina. I love Mardi Gras at Universal. So much fun. They are doing for the parade, they're doing a elemental theme this year. So one has like fire, one has air, one has water, the elements. So they're having fun with it. I've seen some of the costumes and it's just pretty neat. LOL, I agree with whimsical narratives. Both about not knowing who Downtime is and the Mardi Gras at Universal. Yes. I say downtime. I'm not in charge of any readathons in March. I'm sure my calendar will fill up as the month progresses. But that's usually how it goes, right? Because there's sometimes where I don't have anything planned when the month starts, and by the time the month is ending, I just go, where did it go? Because it flies by so quickly. February did the same thing. I had a couple appointments in February, and then there was like things at school that we had to keep up with, and like business trips and all of these other things. And with all of that getting added to the month, it just goes by so quickly. So Jen says HP4 is my favorite. I don't know which one is my favorite because I have like that thought process of each book plays its own part in the series, and I don't know which one's my favorite. Because there's so much. Because like between books 3 and 4, that's kind of like the turning point. But at the same time, like a lot of things happen. Yes, Goblet. Yes, audio is great. I've read them a few times, but still good. I remember when I was in college, I had a novel writing class because my major was English creative writing with a concentration in fiction. And one of my professors actually used Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for one of our textbooks. Like we were to read through it and we would talk about it and we would highlight certain passages. And so that was awkward because I'd never written in books before, and that was what he wanted us to do. He wanted us to, like, we would highlight certain passages and we would talk about them, and so that's kind of where, like, my annotating came from, but at the same time, I didn't wanna write in it. Now I'm just like, "Hmm. Hi, cat." That sounds so cool. We did a lot of different things in my college classes, and all of my classes were 20 students or less. Like, they had a cutoff. You couldn't have, like, 100 kids in this class because a lot of it was workshop based. So if we were in the class, then we actually had to write something and we had to workshop it and we had to workshop our classmates' work, and we had discussion days where we talked about each other's work and what we liked and what we thought could be improved, and just kind of helping the writer focus on how to write it and edit it in a way. But we really didn't focus on editing a whole lot. It was more the writing process. I love Universal. The world of Harry Potter is awesome. Yes, that's one of my favorites to go to. I always either, depending on which park I'm in, with Islands of Adventure, I always go on Forbidden Journey. I do like to go on the Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure, but sometimes, most of the time, it's like a 2 hour wait, and I would rather do other things in the park than stand in one line for 2 hours. Even when I go by myself, I don't think Hagrid's has a, like, single rider line, but it's hard to do sometimes because the way that the ride is set up, there's 2 people, there's the motorbike and the sidecar. So, you kinda have to, like, be with someone to go on that one, or you get placed with a random person. But I'll usually go on the Forbidden Journey. I'll go on Gringotts. Um, I'll go on the Hippogriff, but it's not like I must ride it every time I go. Lately, I've been doing a lot of the Men in Black ride because I can do that one single rider pretty quickly. And I have been trying to max out my score. I'm getting close. I have to break the 700,000 threshold. Maxing out would be like all nines, but there's a whole Facebook group for that. So Kim says, I can't go on Forbidden Journey anymore. It makes me sick. I have to close my eyes for all the screen parts. Yeah, I've heard a couple of people, they have a problem with that. And I went on the ride with one of my UK friends when she was in town. And she was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to get seasick or not, or like motion sickness. And she did. She didn't, I don't think she threw up, but she did have some, like, um we had to, like, sit down and she had to, like, get her bearings back. MIB is my jam. Push the red the red button. Even now, like, trying to hit the red button is easier said than done because it goes so quickly. But and I don't get the bonus often, but if you know where to shoot at certain points in throughout the ride, then that's where you get the most points. Kat says it's been about 7 years since my last visit to Universal. We went when my youngest graduated from 8th grade. Wow. Um, a lot has changed since then. They they've added some new rides. So you probably don't know about the Velocicoaster. The top piece for that is 150 feet up in the air, and that coaster goes up to 70 miles an hour. That's in the Jurassic Park section of Islands of Adventure. They've updated quite a bit, and I'm trying to think of what they've. In studios, they now have two Minion rides. Before, they just had the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. Um, and now they have a Illuminations Villain Con Minion Blast. Similar to Men in Black, if you remember that, but you have to stand and the gun is like this long and there's two triggers that you have to aim for. I don't know how I feel about that one still. I went on it recently. It wasn't bad, but I don't like the whole two gun trigger system and you're standing and you have to look at the screen and you can't just hold the trigger in and like Men in Black. No, if you push the button, you no get bonus. You have to push the butt. What? There is a red button. You do get the bonus if you press it, but you also have to remember that there are other people in the car. So if someone gets it before you, here's the thing too, is the trick is if you press and hold the red button, you can allow other people to get it. But if you just press it and you get the bonus, not everybody in the car will get it. You get the bonus every time. Jen says that's what we've been missing. We haven't pushed the butt. You'll have to tell me where this magical butt is so I can try it next time and see if I get it. Kim says, "Yep, I always stop shooting, hold the controller to my ear so I can hear him say it and wait with my hand ready to push it." Yeah, I usually know like when we get to that big alien dude, I know he's going to say it, so I just rest my hand on the button. Oh, wow. Sounds like fun. Yeah, that wasn't there. Do they still have the Dr. Seuss area? I thought that. Yeah, they still have Dr. Seuss. And I think they've, not the rides, but I know they've updated the menu in Circus McGurkus, the cafe or restaurant. So that's been updated. And so they're slowly making changes, and I think a lot of the changes are having to do with them kind of updating and making things more interesting, because once Epic Universe opens in 2025, that's going to be busy as all get out, I'm pretty sure. I would like to go to Epic Universe, so I'm interested to see how that's all going to work out. Yep, Dr. Seuss is still there. They still have all the meet and greets and story times, and everyone can get it. My friends, I get it all the time together. You have to push the red button when Zed says but. Oh, like butt ton. Got it. I'll have to pay attention and try that next time. When he says push the red button, push it on butt, not on. If that makes sense. If you push after, he said you won't get it. Yeah. Okay. My tips that I always tell people if you're gonna go on Men in Black, there's 3. I mean, there's more than 3, but my top 3 is always keep the trigger pressed. Don't go like this. Just press and hold it. Stay on the targets as long as possible until you've passed it, then move to the next target, and then aim high. Aim for all of the like high windows, the sensors for the octopus tentacle guy. Aim high. The only one that I really don't aim high for is in the last section after the scanner. There's a parking meter down low. So if you're on the side that you can search or like aim at him, then just aim at him and stay on it, because you'll hear it click and go off several times. But once you pass him, then you really can't. And the auxiliary ports, that's my nemesis right now, is the auxiliary ports, because you have to hit them, and if you don't, then you don't get the points. Kim says, have you ever done the tour for MIB where you go downstairs? It's so fun. The dream of sitting in the chairs came true. I really want to do that. There's a lot of the attractions there where you can do tours like that. You just have to know how to ask for it. So, like with MIB, it's the immigration tour, and with like Fast and Furious, it's the garage tour. There's I think there's one for Forbidden Journey where it's like the castle tour. So each one has like a name. You have to ask for it. And if they have enough team members, then you can do it. If not, then you have to come back at a later date. There's a if I can find it, I'll put it in the description. There's a YouTuber I watch, and he did a couple of tours. I want to do that tour sometime. Yes. Next time we can go to Universal. We'll see if we can do it. Because I would like to do it too. I think that's pretty neat that they allow you to do the tours and stuff. But with that, I think we have reached the bottom of the comments. So we're going to go into our next sprint, which is 45 minutes. So I will see you back in 45. Happy reading, happy productivity. And that was our second sprint. That cat got me that time because I am well grossed in this book, and as I keep trying to keep track of the timer, it just loses me every time. I got to 148. They're discussing Anastasia's last name and married name and running companies, and somebody's after them. Who knows? Let's see where I left off. Let me find my little starred comment. I believe this is where we left off. We were talking about MIB with all the aliens. Kim says, it's really fun. You get to sign the books, so we said we were from Krypton. Do you get to really choose, like, what planet you're from? I mean, that's kind of cool. Kay says, we used HP1 in my children's lit class way back when I went to college the second time. Was it fun? I know it's always, like, fun to use, like, books that have already been published, and then you can, like, analyze them and study them in different literature settings. Sorry for the delay of response. My laptop is having connectivity issues. No worries. No worries. Oh. Fiction addictions. Hello, hello. Trying to have a productive Sunday. Like always, lots of editing to do. Yes, I know the feeling. I do have some editing to do as well, and I have to film a video as well for next week. I've got one. I just have to finish editing it, and then I have to film and edit another one. Kat says, gotta run. Thanks for sprints, Alicia. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, everyone. Thank you for joining, Kat. I know you're probably already off and doing other things, but thank you for joining us, and hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Hi, everyone. Don't forget to like this video. Yes, please, and thank you. The cat got me too. Yeah, I was like sucked into the book, and even though I kept watching it, I was like, all right, 7 minutes, 4 minutes, and then it got me. And I think it's getting ready to rain here because I think I heard a little bit of thunder a little bit ago. Kim says, yep, it's just like a little guest book situation. But that's cool because it shows that like you got to do the tour and you sign like when you were there. So that's kind of cool. Kim says, I worked on sewing a book sleeve, hung up laundry to dry, and did read a little. Yay. Very productive. Kay says, so I've decided my second coffee equals productivity time rule does not count on Sunday. That sounds like a good idea. Excuse me. I got like a little dry spot in my throat there. Yep, there goes the thunder. Kay says, bye, Kat. Have a beautiful day. Yeah. To be honest, I can't believe it's already 2:00. Now, I'm in Eastern Standard Time. EST, Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. I always want to call it something else for some reason, and I don't know why, but I can't believe it's already 2:00 here, and we start a whole new week tomorrow. I wish the weekend could be extended. However, the kiddos have off from school tomorrow. I think tomorrow is their, I don't remember if it's just like a non-student day, or I know they have like a strawberry festival day, so that might be tomorrow. I just know that they have off tomorrow. And so they're going to go to grandma and grandpa's while I have my appointment tomorrow. But then we'll have activities and stuff in the afternoon to do. Hashtag Florida weather. Yes, it was sunny this morning, raining in the afternoon, and it might be cold and in the 60s by nighttime. We can never tell. Same, where did today go? Right? I, you know, I feel like I just woke up not too long ago, and here we are, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I know there's still a lot that I have to do, and I don't want to do it. I just want to sit and read all day. If I could get paid to read, how much money would I have? Nobody knows. Whenever I work Saturday, I don't have a real weekend. When I don't work Saturday, I have a 3-day weekend. Oh, that's always nice. Yeah, we have a 3-day weekend this weekend. So tomorrow, somewhat of a weekend because of the no school thing. We, I think last I checked before I came in here, the kids were outside playing. They may have cleaned up because of the weather, so they're probably in their rooms, either cleaning or playing. And my husband's probably playing his game. I don't know if you heard that, but that was thunder. It doesn't look like it's that. It doesn't look like it's that cloudy outside, though. There's still some blue sky, white puffy clouds. So it's coming. So it'll probably rain in a little bit. We have 3 minutes until the next and probably final sprint. Let me see. I think I said I was at 148. So I have all of this left. This is my halfway point tab. So we'll see. I would like to make it to that by the end of today, but we shall see. I don't think it'll happen. But once this book is done, I'll probably do a quick little vlog saying that I finished it and what my thoughts are for each book. And then I'll have to choose a new series to read. Kay says, LOL, Kim. I have a lot of series, and I don't know which one I'm going to read next. I have quite a few. I do still need to finish the Sookie Stackhouse series. I am on book 7, I think. I'd have to look at the list again. But there are other books that I need to read as well. And I need to start focusing on my March TBR. I'm also waiting for a couple of audiobooks to come in at the library. I need The Sea of Monsters so I can read that for finishing out the Percy Jackson series. It's amazing that I've put all of the audiobooks on hold, and all of them have roughly the same amount of interest. They're all like 35 of so many copies, so I have to wait until it gets lower to get one. Jennifer says the thunder rolls. Thankfully, there's no lightning striking. There's the rain. The rain's starting. Kim says, I'm so over our weather. Eventually, this hot to cold, cold to hot is going to get me sick. Yes, I can vouch for that one because my family has all been through it, the hot and the cold, the hot, and we're all sniffles. And mine is mostly allergies at the moment because of all the pollen count is like mid to high in my area. But before that, it was mostly the hot to cold and vice versa. I still need to read The Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. Yes, I do need to finish that. I'm going to pause the cat and change it because the last one is going to only be 30 minutes. And woohoo! Did you hear that one? Because that thunder was like right on top of the house. I started a Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. I think it started out a little slow for me, so I put it down, but I will pick it up again this month. I didn't put it in my TBR, but it's there. Like it's conscious that I have to fix it because that to me also finishes out a series. I think I have 3 books that will finish a series and I just need to read them, and one of them is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. The second one is Gods and Monsters, and that's the third and final to The Serpent and Dove. And then I also have, what's the other one? Phantom Eyes, which is the third and final for Witch Eyes by Scott Tracy. I think 2 out of 3 of those I can get an audiobook for. So it's on my list of currently reading. Kim says, I have a couple of my audios for March, but that were ready to borrow, but about 3 that I'm waiting on. Hopefully I get them before the month is out. Yeah, that's understandable. I'm kind of doing the same thing. Like most of mine have audiobooks in some way, shape, or form, whether it be from my library, from Audible, or from Hoopla. But some of them, I think there's only 1 or 2 this month where I don't have the audiobook for. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of dread reading them without some sort of audio. Like that's the way I get through my books now. I can do it. It just takes a little bit longer because I'm a slow reader. And you're still reading the what is it? The J.R. Ward series, Kim, with I forget what they're called. I don't know what the series is called. I just know it's by J.R. Ward, and it started with Dark Lover. I don't remember. I mean, I know which what series I'm talking about. I just don't know what the series is called. If Hoopla doesn't have them, check Libby. Oh, I forgot about Libby. Yeah, I will check them and see, because then if I can get it there, then that helps too. I mean, one of them that doesn't have an audiobook obviously won't. It's a graphic novel. So that one I can read on my own and fairly quickly. But there's another one that I haven't been able to find the audiobook for. So I will check Libby and see. The other one I don't think has one at all. So I just have to suck it up, Buttercup. But I think, let me check. I think that's the end of the comments. So we will go into our final sprint. Let me pull up the cat again. This one is only going to be a 30-minute sprint, and this will be the final sprint. Let me get my little banner. And I will see you all back in 30 minutes. Happy reading, happy productivity. And we are back from our final sprint. How did everyone do? You guys wouldn't have been able to hear it, but it is starting to rain. It was torrential downpour for a few minutes, and the lights even flickered. So I was checking the computer to make sure that I didn't lose it, which thankfully I didn't. But it is still raining, so. But with that small sprint, I made it to page 176. So we're getting closer. My halfway point is 290, 291. So we are making progress. I will most likely find some more reading time later, but I know I'm going to have to fold laundry and stuff like that. And one thing I hate when I'm reading is finding the little RFID security tags that they put inside the books. This was stuck to one of the pages that I was reading, and I hate finding these in the book. I understand what they are there for, but it's always a unwelcome surprise when I find these. So this will be going in the trash, of course. How did everyone do? I think we left off here was our last comment. If Hooblet doesn't have them, check Libby, which I will. Kay says, I did nothing. Oh, wait, I drank some coffee. That is still productive. I mean, you're gaining the caffeine that I was going to say caffeinated, but you're gaining the caffeine that you will use to do all of the things later. Thank you for sprints. Have a beautiful rest of your day. You too, Kay. I'm sure I'll see you if someone else is doing sprints. I'll probably see you in the comments. Kim says, moved more photos off the computer, got eggs from the chicken Nuggy, who is laying eggs again, and got to 31% of the book. Ooh, how exciting. Was the chicken not laying eggs for a time? Do they stop during the winter if it's too cold? I don't know anything about chickens and laying eggs, and so hopefully they are doing well. And yay for 31% of the book. You're almost halfway. Jen says, I'm on page 201 of 275. Ooh, you are making progress. You will probably finish that today, maybe. If you read off and on for the rest of the day. My goal was to make it to halfway, so roughly about page 290, and I'm at what I say I was at 176. Yes. So I'll have to see. She was molting, so the protein gets used for growing back feathers rather than making eggs. Oh, I did not know that. Very cool. Well, I'm glad that she's doing well and making eggs again. It's not raining as hard as it was, but it is still raining, so I don't know if you can hear it. When it first started, you could hear it over this entire room. It looked like it was, or it sounded like it was just torrential downpour, and I thought it was really going to take the power out. But now, here in a little bit, I will probably start helping with laundry, and I think there's some dishes that need to be done, see what the kiddos are up to, and help my youngest with her room, because it's given me flashback vibes. I had a relative who literally had like pathways throughout her entire house, and that's my daughter's room right now, and I don't like it. I don't want to live with pathways. Pathways tells me I have too much stuff. Kim says she was molting, so the protein. Okay, I read that one. This one is the next one. Me too. She is our only chicken now. The other two passed away in last month and a half, but she seems to be doing well. Oh no. So, will you get more to so that she has like friends, or is she gonna be the only one for now? That's so sad when like they lose their buddies. Is my yard flooded? I don't know. That's a good question. It doesn't appear to be at this time. But if it continues to rain, then by the end of the day, it probably will be. Right now, it looks like the sun is out, but I can still hear thunder off in the distance. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, if we do get a lot of rain, there's like a cat here. Oh my god, it's gonna bother me. But if we do, like I said, if it does rain for the rest of the day, then we won't. We'll probably have a little bit of rain. If it's not visible, then it'll at least be squishy. So we won't be able to move any of the cars that are sitting in the yard. Kim says, we aren't sure quite yet. I would love to get a Silky at some point, but it would be a while before they were put with her since we would get baby chicks. Ooh, you don't want the babies. The babies are so cute, but understandable if you don't want the baby chicks. They would be hard to keep track of, wouldn't they? Because they're so little. But that would be cute. I know we have chickens. We don't personally have chickens, but some of our neighbors have chickens that are kind of free roam. And we see them on the side of the road. And I always fear that they're going to get hit. But I haven't, as far as I know, I haven't seen any. Mostly we see, the usual suspects of roadkill: raccoons, possums, squirrels, the occasional armadillo. Unfortunately, someone's cat I saw the other day. But we have about 2 minutes left before the timer's supposed to go off, but I'm going to use that to kind of gauge to the end. Kim says they have to be in a broad box for a bit until they get big enough to be put out in the coop. Oh, I see. I should really read up on chickens and chicken coops and stuff. When it comes to like any kind of farming or like growing crops or anything like that, I am oblivious. Like I've seen like the homestead rescue shows where they talk about building greenhouses and chicken coops and keeping your animals safe from predators. But I've never actually learned the process, so to speak, like learned how things are taken care of. Baby chicks are so fluffy. It's so fluffy. If you know, you know. We had the current chicken as a chick. Wow. What? I'll probably Google it, but like, what is their lifespan? I imagine they're not as they don't live as long as other animals, right? Maybe. It's really nice to not have to buy eggs, and chickens are hysterical. Oh, I bet. I can imagine. But I hear that they're also good for like if you have ant hills or whatever, you can, if you had like a mobile chicken coop, you can move it so that they're over the ant hill and then they will just eat the ants. And then you can move it around like if you had, if you have a, that was the cat, so we can get rid of the cat. They have their weirds lifespan range. We'll have to look more into that. I've always been interested in like learning how chickens and greenhouses, like, I probably will never have a greenhouse. I think it's interesting that people do have their own greenhouses and can grow their own food, but I am not one to do that. I have a succulent plant and I'm still amazed that I haven't killed it yet. But then again, it is a succulent, which I know doesn't require a lot of water. I forget to water it months on end, and then I'll water it and it'll be fine for a while. And but anything other than a succulent, I will kill it. I don't have that green thumb like everybody else. Jen says, LOL, every time you say that was the cat, I keep expecting one of your kitties to pop up. No, our cats are actually out in the living room. I know Isis, last time I saw her, she was on the lanai or patio, whatever you want to call it. She's been hanging out there quite a bit lately. And then Ralphie and Simon, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because I sit at my desk a lot, but Ralphie will sit on the back of the chair and Simon will be somewhere here on my desk. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they do that. But they do, and sometimes it's quite annoying because they try to lay in front of me and on whatever I'm trying to work on, and they don't. I don't know. I just don't know what to do with those cats. They are getting older though. Isis will be 14 in April, and the boys will be 13 this month. Their birthdays, I believe, are around the 24th. So Ralphie and Simon will be 13. And we've had them since they were 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old. I remember I had to bottle feed them. Duh. Yes, the kitty cats can be cute at times, but annoying at other times. But on that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the sprints here because my stomach just growled and I'm hungry. And I have other things to do today. So I thank you for coming and joining. And I hope you guys got a lot of reading and or productivity stuff done. I will see you guys next Sunday with more sprints, but look for, there should be 2 videos coming out Tuesday and Saturday. So I will see you all next Sunday if you come back and join us. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, Jen. Bye, everyone. You're so welcome, Kim. Have a good rest of your day. You as well, and I'll see you guys in the chats. Bye.